Excellent. And is your book published? Is it out now?
No, it's not out yet. I
Ah,
just finished writing it. I have a publisher.
ah,
And the interesting thing about the book, which I think makes it actually pretty interesting, is that it's not about my stories of being on set. It's not about the actors or this movie or that movie. Yes, movies are mentioned, but it's all about what happened around the production.
right.
For example, I was hired to lead a camera crew, lead the camera department on the Monsters of Moscow concert in 1991 when the Soviet Union was still the Soviet Union, but it was falling apart quickly.
Mhm.
And because of President Reagan and Chairman Mikhail Gorbachev, the whole glasnost perestroika that was going on, the openness in the Soviet Union, they allowed for the first time ever a rock and roll concert to happen in Moscow in the Soviet Union because rock and roll was a felony in that country
Right.
until then. And so I got hired to lead the camera department of multiple cameras, multiple cultures, multiple languages, multiple countries involved to shoot AC/DC, Metallica, the Black Crowes, all the big bands of the day at an outdoor concert that had 1.6 million people in attendance.
Wow.
1.6 was the estimate officially. And some very bad things happened at that event that I write about. So it's not about shooting the concert, how we shot it, how, what I did to get it on film. It was 16 millimeter film back in those days. But it's about what happened around us. And just to give a quick preview of that is the Soviet government, the communist government, panicked when they saw the sheer numbers of fans going to that show, the 1.6 million. And in that country, you were guilty before you were innocent. So 10,000 Red Army troops came into the crowd and started beating them. Deaths occurred. We witnessed them firsthand. I got threatened by a Red Army officer to turn off our cameras because we were filming it all. And, we're very fortunate not to get so caught up in it that we ended up in a Soviet jail or killed
Wow.
because it was a full on riot. And then the civil war was happening on the streets of Moscow that we were caught in the middle of. And that's what I write about. Stories like that. I was in Mexico City when an 8.0 earthquake hit and shut our production down. And they estimated 145,000 people were killed in that earthquake.
Whoa.
Now, those are the sad stories. There are some very funny, very happy and upbeat stories as well. Meeting people from these countries and getting to know them. I have friends all over the world because of it. And I have a much deeper global understanding because of these experiences. The book is actually called No Shit, There I Was.
Awesome
And
title.
well, and there's a reason for the title, not just to be vulgar, but there's a long running joke in Hollywood asking, do you know how a fairy tale begins? Once upon a time.
Mm.
Do you know how a movie story begins? No shit, there I was. So that's the title of the book and why it's titled that. And it's a wonderful read, and it'll be out on the market probably in 2026.
Oh, brilliant. I'll look out for it.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's a fun read. A lot of people and editors have read it and given me feedback, and it's very positive.
And yeah, it sounds right up my street. Actually, that's the kind of stories that I'm interested in as well. So I'll definitely look out for that.
Yeah, it's very entertaining, and it's different because it's not Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that,
Mhm.
it's not the trivia and what this movie star did or what happened on that set. There might be a little bit of significance and mentions here and there, but it's really about what surrounded the job experience and what we had to deal with, as in Moscow or Mexico City.
Yeah.
And then there are some very great experiences as well that are very funny. And, you can't write this stuff. Yeah. And 45 years, a lot of experiences. And that's why my wife urged me to write it.
I'm glad she did. I'm glad she
Me
did.
too. Me too. It was actually very cathartic to write it, very therapeutic because it made me realize things about myself that I'd either forgotten or never thought about. And it was interesting. It was a great experience.